Hello and welcome to MissouriNet.com. I'm Bill Pollock. It's time to talk Mizzou and Texas A&M, our first look of the week. And as always, we bring in the early part of the week, TJ Fenske from KRCG-TV.com. All right, Mizzou is going to be shorthanded. We know in the secondary that Braylon Webb will have to sit out the first half for that targeting penalty against Kentucky 2 weeks ago. And then Gary Pinkel dropped a bomb on us at the Monday afternoon press conference announcing that Arian Penton was suspended indefinitely. So they're going to be basically down two guys in that secondary for the first half. TJ, what are you hearing as far as Penton and the reason for his suspension?
Yeah, it was more bad news for the Tigers, but Penton, he was arrested Thursday morning for suspicion of marijuana possession. It must have been the bye week, but he thought he could probably take a week off. But he was up to no good, and the suspension, they haven't listed a timetable, but obviously he's out for the Texas A&M game, which it's going to hurt that secondary for sure.
Yeah, and, when they get arrested, they pretty much, from the way that things have gone with Mizzou, they pretty much leave them suspended until the legal part of it, the legal aspect of it is cleared up, and so that can take a while. This could be pretty hurtful for this team because he was second on the team with 3 interceptions behind Webb. They have 10 interceptions as a team. Webb and Penton combined for 7 of those 10. That's 70% of your interceptions are going to be gone for the first half on Saturday against A&M.
Well, and first off, I think we have experience with this marijuana possession with Dorial Green Beckham, so that might help. That might help us. We're used to that as Mizzou fans. But yeah, the secondary, they stepped it up against Kentucky. That their quarterback, he had been lighting people up, and they were impressive. And Arian Penton, he's an aggressive corner. We're going to miss both those guys. Luckily, we get Braylon Webb back for the second half. But you got to wonder against the Texas A&M offense that they throw the ball a lot. This is a defense that would need to get those interceptions. You got to wonder if we can hang in there at least for the first half, get at least Braylon Webb back. But we're going to have Kenyon Davis step up, or Kenya Dennis, sorry. Other corners step up because they're going to need to. This is scary with the A&M offense coming in.
Yeah, they haven't announced yet. And what are your thoughts? Do they go with the sophomore Kenny Hill, or do they stay with the freshman Kyle Allen, who had a great game against Auburn this past Saturday?
I think you stick with Kyle Allen. The freshman. Kenny Hill has his opportunities. Looked good for the first 3 games, but then lost 3 straight. And now Kyle Allen's 2-0. I think he's got 8 touchdown passes or 7 touchdown passes, and he won on the road at Auburn. You can't bench a guy for doing that against Auburn, who's ranked 3rd in the country, I believe, at that time. So I'd stick with him. Why not?
Yeah, let's show some, as we talk, let's show some highlights of that A&M and Auburn game, courtesy of ESPN and the SEC Network, if I can get this thing fired up. It's taken a second to load up there. So as that's happening, you talked about they're going to be without Penton, and they're going to be without Braylon Webb for the first half, and that really was the key to that game. Now I can't get the video. Isn't it a figure that that's the way it's going to happen?
It's always we can't catch a break.
We can't catch a break. The modern technology here is just amazing. Screw them.
They're missing out.
Let me try to play with that a little bit here. There we go. All right. Okay, so there we go. Courtesy of the SEC ESPN network. But we talked about the first half being key, and they came out on 4 of their first 5 possessions, and Kyle threw 4 touchdown passes. They just jumped all over Auburn. Was this a case, you saw the game too, was this a case where Auburn just came out and they weren't ready for this game? Did they overlook A&M?
They might have a little bit because A&M had come in on they lost 3 of the last 4 games. They struggled to win against a UL Monroe team. So I think possibly, but I think the Kyle Allen, he's for real. He can play ball, and maybe it was a little bit Auburn, and Auburn's defense has also struggled a lot. Their secondary has a lot of questions too, so it's no surprise that Texas A&M had some offensive success. But as you can kind of see here, I think A&M got a little lucky with Auburn fumbling twice inside A&M's own territory. That's kind of Auburn was a team of destiny last year. Now it seems like they're the team of destiny to lose.
No doubt. Under 3 minutes to go, they're inside the 5, needing a touchdown to take the lead. They fumble the handoff exchange there, and then this one where the center just boinks it off his backside, and Marshall isn't even ready. and that's how you lose the game in the final minute. Yeah, A&M dodged a bullet, but I was impressed with the way that A&M came out and really jumped on them early, and that's where the Tigers they're going to have to be ready at that first half.
Oh, definitely, yeah. No mistake. If Auburn kind of kept that thing close, I don't think Auburn would have won the game, anyways, regardless of the fumbles. But I agree, Mizzou's that first half's going to be really critical. They can, he's a freshman quarterback. This defense has been great. They can keep it close. I think if Mizzou can get 28 points, they win this game.
Yep,
28 points. That's all they need.
Absolutely. But here's the other thing that scares me. You got Josh Reynolds, 6 catches, 88 yards, 2 touchdowns. Kennedy, 4 receptions, 118 yards. They've got some targets that those young quarterbacks, whoever that quarterback is, that they can get the ball to. After the Kentucky game, I was, tweeting this out, and I was, saying, hey, Mizzou fans, get your tickets to Atlanta. This is a sure deal. Now you kind of see the way Auburn played. You got Gurley coming back for Georgia. That one, all of a sudden, I don't know if that one's such a sure win for Auburn. And now you saw the way A&M played. It's like, man, I don't know if Mizzou, I don't know if this is a gimme either. So I think maybe we've got one more week to kind of see how this all plays out. But I still like Mizzou's chances, but they've got to come out ready to go. Your closing thoughts, TJ?
I have to agree with you on all that as well. I think if Missouri wins this game, I think you can almost punch your ticket to Atlanta. I totally think so. This would be a statement win. I mean, A&M. Regardless of the way they've been playing, this is a good win, especially on the road. And last year when Mizzou played Texas A&M, it was Johnny Manziel at the quarterback, and they held them to 21 points. They're going to need the same type of performance. But you're right, they got some targets on the outside. If they're going to win this game, secondary defense are going to win it. Obviously, we can't trust the offense this year, but if they're going to win, they're going to go to Atlanta. You got to put it on the defense.
Yeah, no doubt. That's a great point. The defense is going to carry this team, and we'll see what happens as they have to shore up their secondary here for this first half. So, TJ Fenske of KRCG, thanks so much for your time as always. And,
no problem.
We will talk to you again next week as we get ready. Mizzou and Texas A&M, a big step towards Atlanta here this week. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you again real soon here at MissouriNet.com.